Hey, honey, going to bed with you. Hey, honey. Honey. Welcome to Rewind, my new online digital platform. Now, that excerpt that you just saw of a man going to bed and then waking up to somebody completely different. These are the tricks and the chicanery that these modern women do today. You go to the club, you see this woman at the club, you guys happen to go home, and guess what? You see a totally different woman in the morning. Now, let's look at this big ups from our godfather, Kevin Samuels. He always used to tell women, what do you rate yourself from a scale of 1 to 10? And you can't use 7. The reason why he says women, you cannot use 7, because women use 7 all the time. Now, women, what do you look like? Fresh face, out the shower, with no makeup. I'm waiting. Most of you don't look the same way as you do with makeup. You see these women catfishing men. They look one way with makeup, and without makeup, they look totally different. They wake up to a creature in the morning. Now, us men, we don't wear makeup. So we look the same way in the morning, we look the same way in the afternoon, and we look the same way at night. So with us, you know what you're getting. But you women, you modern women, we don't know what we're going to get. So we get one woman in the daytime, and we get a totally different woman at night. Now here's my girl, good friend of mine, the Filipina P. She's going to break it down to you American women, because if you don't want to listen to me, at least listen to a woman. But I just remember one thing. You American women hear and don't listen. Hearing and listening are two different things. But let me play it anyway. It's worth a shot.
But it's interesting that your reaction is to attack the men who are leaving and tell them that they're losers who aren't good enough to get a woman in the West. It's the man's fault. And you attack us Asian women too. You call us poor, submissive, desperate women who are happy with your table scraps and rejects. If you truly believe we were getting your leftovers, the men you don't want anyway, then why do you sound so angry and defensive about it and try to shame men for finding happiness here? Wouldn't you be thanking us for taking out your trash? And as far as Filipino women being uneducated, we have the same percentage of college graduates that you do, and what you call submissive is what we call being agreeable. Do I look uneducated, submissive, and desperate to you? There are millions more like me over here, just waiting to have a shot at making your man happy. You also call us gold diggers and claim that we only want green cards to escape to the promised land. I hate to burst your bubble. Any of us Filipinas are happy to stay right where we are.
Another narrative that I get all the time for you modern American women, that women overseas are poor. Women overseas are impoverished. Now let's break it down a little bit. A lot of these women overseas, especially in the Philippines, a lot of them have businesses, a lot of them have jobs. Most of the jobs you see in the Philippines, like I stated before, but you women don't listen. A lot of them are engineers, a lot of them are nurses. Now, to become an engineer or to go into the medical field, you have to have what? Education. So a lot of these women are educated. Then you say these women are impoverished. A lot of these women own their own homes. So why do you think that women in other countries are poor? Now, don't get me wrong. Standard of living in the United States is higher. But look at rent here in the United States. You have rent in New York City, A 1-bedroom apartment, $2,500. What woman can afford that, Tanisha? Look at parts of LA. A single apartment in LA, $2,900. 1 bedroom. Shaniqua, can you afford that, Shaniqua, on your own salary? So it's funny how you say that these women are impoverished. Black women in the United States are impoverished. Look at the black women living in Section 8. Would you say women from other countries are impoverished? Look at black women who have all this education and have mount of student loan debt. Student loan debt. That's a lot. So when you have this much student loan debt and you're just breaking it out into the work field, guess what? You're poor. You're impoverished. But you say these other women are impoverished. Now, here's another thing that I don't get. I find this so amazing. You women spend all this money on weaves and hair. You talk about Asian women, but you get Asian hair. I don't get it. So why would us men date black women that have Asian hair if we can go out to the Philippines, Thailand, and Japan and get the real thing? Come on, woman. Come on. Explain it to me. Leave in comments what you think of the statement that I just said, both men and women.
The passport bros, like, they're getting women to the Philippines, Thailand, like women that can speak very little English, women that don't have education.
Here's another thing. These foreign women speak very little English. Have you heard English from Shaniqua? Have you heard English from Tanisha? Have you heard English from Shaquita? Have you heard these women talk? Go to Brooklyn. Go to parts of the Bronx. Go to LA. Go to parts of Miami. And hear how these women, these modern black women, how they talk. And you're talking about women overseas speak bad English, or women overseas speak very little English. Most of you are uneducated in the words and the vernacular that comes out of your mouth. You speak very little English. And like I said many times before, why are you making videos about passport men? Why are you making videos about men going overseas? If you don't like what we're doing or you don't like the situation, why are you making videos on it? So evidently, you do care. Evidently, there's a situation. Evidently, Houston, we got a problem. We have a problem because the thing is what? You care. You keep saying you don't care. You do care. And the reason why you care because you are the women that are alone. You are the women that have nobody. You are the women that's going to die alone, as the Godfather once said. And you're going to die with a dog or you're going to die with a cat. Because no one wants anyone that's masculine. No one wants anyone that's combative. No one wants anyone that thinks they are know-it-all. And most of you modern women think you know everything. Now, most African American men, most of us, 54% of us, are what? Unmarried and with no kids. But you keep saying there's no good men. But as long as you keep having this narrative about what you're going to do with these men, as long as you have these narrative about being combative, as long as you have a narrative that you don't need a man, you can do it all by yourself, guess what? You're going to be right. And you're going to be right about where are the available men. Because all these men are going overseas and all these men are getting passports. So the narrative in this case, and I'll agree with you, is correct. Where are all the good men? All the good men are going overseas and finding wives, girlfriends, and companionship with women that look like this, and women that are feminine, and women that are less combative. Ladies, gentlemen, when a filtered analysis of videos just like this one, I want you to hit that subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button, that way you're notified when a video is uploaded each and every week. You're watching Rewind.